I mean, we don't have anyone that can jump into high level, so maybe we just go left. Either like wide left or upper left.
1. Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
Okay.
Let's get you back out there.
Yay,
I hear
free ult
footsteps.
charge.
Oh, there's a sim, we can catch her out. She's tapped. Perfect.
Yes, we can. Let's go left.
Let's go left, I like it.
Far Let's go wide.
Far is fine.
Keep. Or are you gonna take hard ground? Okay.
Watch the D.Va.
Okay, D.Va's coming down.
Behind you.
Build the ramp.
Behind one of our tanks.
Burning down.
Thanks for the assist.
D.Va's one hit. D.Va's coming out.
I got a Lucio.
You got him back.
He's 50%.
Oh,
Down. 5 up. Matches on me.
Turret's down.
ow, ow, ow. Turret's down, I'm down.
Oh my god. Nope, I'm dead.
I'm down.
Coming out. Oh, I'm booped.
My team needs me.
They have a teleporter up.
If you're
Or they're gonna throw it down in a second.
You should tell
In the
people
area.
that they're alone.
Come out if you
Because
can.
they're not sure.
Yeah.
Damage amplified.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Just up and left. What was that?
One of us is down.
Pharah's
2 of you are left. 3, 4.
4 up.
I'm coming in.
Good. Keep providing information like that.
I'm coming in.
We probably want to change our direction. They're just gonna be prepared for it.
Yeah, can we
Okay.
try upper?
Up mid.
You needed a doctor?
Not up mid,
Remember,
but
you're
upper
still
left.
down one.
Enemy contact.
Someone's like peeking.
Oh, I can keep my shield up here. We can just keep poking at them.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely pushing through. Their team is low. I'm lit. I'm down. They have Bastion back right. Bastion is back right.
I need some heals.
For your safety, please move
Calm down.
behind the barrier.
You guys are 4.
Them's on the
Back
right.
up, back
Sims
up, back up, back up.
Keep
You
call
fall back.
number.
3 on point.
5.
Brutish and Darkly.
We're stuck in here. Let's back out.
Fall back.
Let's go up mid. Or let's go this spear.
Bastion
Under here.
No matter what happens, Bastion's gonna be back right. So keep it in mind. Okay.
Do you want to go up through? Up through. Straight through.
Straight through.
I like it. Whoa.
Metro lasers in here.
I'm lit. I'm down. The turret's on the left side. You guys are 5.
I got blasted by Bastion.
Ouch.
You guys are 3.
I got their teleporter down at least. Thanks for the res.
Turret detected.
I'm still
Back in
down.
action.
There's
It's like call real number now that you're
4 to
seeing it.
5 of you.
Three down.
There's too much that's changing.
Yeah, I got picked. Fuck.
There's one of you left. Back
I
out.
think we
Looks
have an
like one.
advantage.
No,
Yeah,
you're
you
only
do.
one up.
Okay, let's push
Okay,
it.
I'm going.
No, but they have a much farther run. So if you can get in there, you can get position.
I'm throwing rockets at D.Va.
Is that a mech?
I'm walking up with my damage.
They have a torp on heart. I'm dead.
Ulting.
You guys are 4.
I might have to back off. It's just the 2 of us. Back up,
Yeah,
man,
there's
back up.
no, there's just one of you.
Back online.
Priority task. Find the enemy teleporter.
Clearing the area.
Where are we going?
I'm just staying in here, making sure they can't push in.
I'm spamming down mid, but we probably shouldn't go that way.
No, I know.
Yeah, they're all standing right on mine.
Throwing bombs at Bastion. Bastion's leaving. Bastion's moving rightish.
Let's go left side. High ground.
Oh, D.Va's diving.
I just picked up.
Let's take the D.Va.
Up.
D.Va.
Like, don't go through rooms.
Alright.
60 seconds.
Bastion back top right.
Health restored.
My ultimate is ready. Go. I'll be
You should just go around
Go
slowly.
left, yeah.
On you.
D.Va's at the back. I'm down.
Turret detected.
My
I will
ultimate
not
is ready.
waste this opportunity.
They have a turret on the back left.
30 seconds.
I got picked. They're poking into that room.
They won't forward. Can't push past that turret. Try to shift. I'm looking at upper left.
I'm gonna call number your 4.
There's 3 up.
Turret detected.
Turret is down.
Enemy turret down.
Get on point.
Bastion's firing from upper back right. I'm down.
I'm down.
Heroes.
Hey, the res.
I couldn't get back.
Damn it.
Defeat. Play of the game.
We needed a Junkrat.
Огонь по готовности.
Junkrat would have countered their Symmetra, their Bastion, their Torbjorn.
Epic.
Excellent.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop so you can pull someone else in.
On that last push, Slay, you shouldn't go in the bottom through the room as Pharah. Like, you don't need to be pushing with that team, especially because it ended up being a hot and heavy choke.
Yeah, I agree completely. I wasn't sure what you meant at first because I wasn't in immediate danger when you said that, but it's less so that I didn't have room to maneuver. So decided to swing left. Unfortunately, by that time there's a turret up that I need to deal with a little bit better.
Right.
Torbjorn popped Molten Core before his turret went down.
I would have just gone through mid, because you know that Bastion likes hanging out. Now that a lot of focus is on the middle room, you can probably get to him and just avoid all that turret BS on the left.
Even just lobbing a couple rockets to disincentivize him to sit around is enough to give us probably a small pocket to get in.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
How about everybody else? What was frustrating?
Picking a direction of where we were going to go. It seemed like any direction or any path that we took, they had an answer for us and they were ready to meet us. So as a healer, that was a bit frustrating to be on the back line to, watch that.
So for what it's worth, we picked the direction, but we didn't have sort of an outside plan. So there were times where it's like, there's no reason I should have been chumped down by that Torb turret. I probably should have backed out and maybe tried to join the group, but there's a lot of we're gonna do a thing, but not really any sort of follow through in terms of what we're gonna do once we've done that thing. We're gonna go mid. Well, what are we gonna focus on? Are we gonna focus down the Bastion? Are we gonna focus down the Torb? We call out stuff, which is great, but there's no follow, unfortunately.
Is that how the rest of you guys feel?
I feel like we didn't really address the comp that we were fighting. I don't think we had any swaps in there at all.
So what, now that you have taken a step back, what would be the swap to make from the comp you had?
Well, like I said, Junkrat from somebody would have been a hard counter to several of the people that were causing us problems. I mean, the whole value of that is he can remain out of line of sight while fucking up the people who have to be in line of sight. So both Bastion and Torbjorn, and then Symmetra trying to do little jukes wouldn't matter because she'd get trapped, and that would be it. And all we would need is one good breakup to get everybody out of the way, and that would have done it. And we just stuck with our comp the whole time instead of trying to adapt to what was happening.
Yeah, so let's take a step further. You remember the comp you had. Who would you have called out to be you need to switch over to Junkrat?
I mean, I feel very comfortable with Junkrat, but so here's the thing. I think Orisa was a tank that we would have benefited from, but it felt like, and it's felt like every game so far tonight where I play Orisa, that I put my shield down and I set up a choke point, and everybody just runs around me or past me, and I turn around and there's literally nobody with me. So that's, I mean, we either aren't playing to the character or something.
So Orisa's a hard character to play on offense with pairing as a Zarya. I probably should have switched to. Can't even think of who I could have switched to. Maybe a Roadhog for the spicy pick, but like
Roadhog's a good counter to Bastion also because when he hooks him out of
the problem is that Bastion is all the way in the back right, and so we needed a good combination of range. We really just needed to sort of coordinate afterwards. You know, if we find the Torbjorn, then we pick off the Torbjorn. If we can find the Symmetra, we need to focus on the Symmetra. You know, a lot of it was them just kind of having free reign to do a bunch of things they probably shouldn't have been able to do. But I was going to initially say Zarya is a very hard to play with Orisa because Orisa really relies on her shield and Zarya really wants to have, you know, damage. And so that's why I'm like poking in front of your shield afterward, like from time to time, because you know that extra 40% means a big difference in terms of my output and what I can do. And trying to shield you is very difficult because I can sort of tell when the shield's going down, but you can always just put up a new one if it's been more than 8 seconds.
I literally won't ever not have a shield up unless somebody is straight up focusing it, which very rarely seems to happen.
Okay, so I think there's 2 points you're making here. One is we need a Junkrat, and my question is still outstanding to you of who would you have directed to switch?
Who did we have again?
You had Orisa, Zarya, Pharah, Mercy.
Soldier
probably would have been the swap.
Do people feel yes, feel no?
I'm not sure Junkrat is the silver bullet in this case. I think I think a Junkrat could have solved. It depends on how you play it. But if we were playing for coverage spam, then maybe that would have helped. In terms of directly dealing with each of these, I think the Junkrat would have been a solution to the Symmetra. And depending on if the Torb turtled or not, maybe the Torb.
Right, so we're just generalizing the question to be, was it a comp issue? And if so, what would the comp changes have been?
I mean, as like the outsider on it, a nice movable shielder, like a Rhine, could have done it. A Diva could have done it. Good coordination, a Monkey could have done it. I think what needed to happen.
Monkey's a hard sell on this one.
I understand.
I don't think Rhine would have worked either because Bastion melts that shield.
No.
Symmetra shoots through it, and then the Torbjorn turret's just going to keep plinking at it.
Well, here's the thing, right? So you got the full team moving up. You get someone to flank behind on the Bastion. That's what needed to have happened. Possibly the Pharah. So she goes far left through the hallway, and she forces him out. From that same vantage point, she can also take the turret, and everyone else tries to push up through it. So the whole thing was, I kept seeing people go in, immediately get blown up, and the next person goes in, gets blown up, and that just kept happening. So the shielder helps people move past that, and it gives you someone to follow, so that people don't move past the stationary Orisa shield or the ambiguous Zarya shield.
Realistically, though, every time I've thrown down Orisa shields, I've created the shield and I've like stayed in its little area, and I'm the only one who stays. Like, I have done my best to put it in a point where people could plant there and have line of sight on everybody and shoot them. We don't need a movable shield. People need to play to the shield, which I don't think they will do even if there's a Reinhardt.
Well, I think one of the issues is we're trying to push to a point, and we can't push to a point if we're hiding behind a shield that's downrange.
We can't push to a point if we're getting blasted on the point either, which is why you know, it's not just about getting onto the point, it's about clearing safety to the point.
Okay. I would suggest, or maybe throw the idea out, that we needed a straight flanker to get behind them like a Tracer or a Genji to disrupt them, to distract them. Tracer to get onto the Bastion,
Yeah,
or even
Genji
a
would've been
Genji
another
on the
good pick.
Bastion. Because once the Bastion's out of the equation, I think we would have been able to move in quicker or more smoothly, if that makes sense.
I think that's legit. I think that I definitely could have done better as Pharah. I don't have a lot to say other than I could put myself in situations where I was getting outplayed. So I can take, that. Pressuring Bastion with rockets is definitely a legit point because that was working, but not soon enough. So that's my contribution to that piece.
Yeah, and Bastion, I mean, he's probably sitting there watching, waiting for you to fly up, and at that point it'll just melt you, which is kind of hard to deal with. And I was trying to put pressure on him as much as I could, but there wasn't a lot I could do.
Maybe a diva.
I really
Maybe
like.
Diva could have done it.
I don't know if we have
Diva
anyone
would've
here
helped.
that in the team that could play Diva, but a lot of teams do run Diva for first point. Numbani for sure.
I love Diva.
If we're looking to really play more Orisa, I think it's worth discussing shield placement. Because there's a clear frustration from Brutish that his shields aren't being utilized, and they should be. For the people on the ground who would be benefiting from that, so that would be Keith as Soldier and Doc as Zarya. What were your thoughts on shield placement? Did you feel it was too far back, or just not where you wanted to be? Or did you even notice it at all?
Well, the one point where I actually noticed it was when 5 of us were packed in that stairwell on left side. And my complaint with that was it was a little too far back. I couldn't really get a good vantage on anybody past the top of the stairs. I was just kind of shooting blind past the stairs, hoping people would walk up into us, and I wound up getting hit by a Symmetra, I think. Just because I couldn't see it coming behind, the other 4 people in front of me. So yeah, I think it just needed to be played a little bit more forward, give us a little bit more room to or play around it, instead of all being pancaked into the one little segment of hallway.
For the most part, I was kind of okay with the shield placement. I think I just there's nothing in particular that I can point out as being a problem, personally.
Alright, that's something to think about for future games. Because I think if we feel like we're not making use of it, let's think about how to do that.
I think one of the things that you can actually do if you're cheeky and you have really good aim is if you know that Bastion's gonna be there, you just shoot it in front of the Bastion. There is damage fall off, but at the very least you can buy
I think that's the next
time.
level.
Yeah, well, no, I've done cheeky things with Orisa shields before. Remember, it bounces off of stuff like a physics object, so until it lands on the ground, and so there's some kind of cheeky shit you can do with it. But yeah,
British, I do not condone cheekiness.
Too bad.
So don't worry if you do or you don't.
I am not good enough to pull off that next level.
listen,
shit yet.
Listen. At some point,
yeah.
it takes you 8 seconds to get up to the point. You may as well just shoot your shield onto the point.
It was actually a Teriel tip.